the best year ever.
Favourite dinner recently has been Nutrigrain.
Do I hit a full Ironman?
We walk our daughter, rain, hail or shine.
We've lost the dog. It's actually the laziest form of recovery. You just lay there. Gabe as a partner has been so supportive, like that believes in my dreams more than I do. What's up? Actually, I will just take this call quickly. Alright, I'll check you soon. Thanks, Grash. Bye. Got both our end of quarters. So it's just like one of those, like, I wouldn't usually take that call if you were here or end of quarter. It's like, that's the priority.
What about in the turf vlog where you're like in between events? On the hills?
Like every day matters, and at the moment, because we're trying to close like a really large Indian customer, and because I work for an American company, so our legal team's there. I'm Australian, they're Indian time zone. So there's like this perfect middle ground of like times we can meet each day. All right, so we just wrapped up our work day. It's about 5 p.m. now. And basically what happens after work, when competitions especially coming up this weekend, I have Huskinson. So it's more of a focus on recovery. So we're going to be hitting the sauna, hitting the Normatec boots. We'll take Rogie for a little walk, but then just moving in our wind down period to make sure I get a deep restorative sleep. So come on this YouTube episode where I'll be talking about recovery, relationships, all while managing work, while competing to do the 70.3 Ironman in about 5 weeks' time.
How wild is this for Kayla? It's like end of quarter this week. So then like the Friday afternoon when we're travelling to Husky will be probably
is
just
that
like...
actually the end of quarter day?
So it's 1
Saturday.
p.m. on Saturday is like, I gotta get this deal in.
That's the actual cutoff.
It's like, and it would definitely roll, like it's gonna
roll through.
It's gonna be to the last minute. Like you just think, guys, like we all need to come together. We got 4 days, why not do it today?
Yeah.
And it goes to the last hour.
Last hour, like you think, no way this is gonna get done, and then boom, it just gets signed. And it's such a relief, but then also because we got Huskinson on Sunday, I'm flying out to America Sunday night. How do you even soak in right now everything going on? Because I also feel like this has been the best year ever, and it's like so much going on, but it is like hard to take in and conceptualize time of like, you do one good thing and then it's like, you're already bang to the next thing. Turf was like really fun. I felt like I got everything I wanted to out of it. It almost was a nice refreshing break for me because I had the sort of 2 days deload. And though Turf Games was like taxing on the CNS and doing different things, I felt like I recovered quite quickly because of the volume I was doing with the triathlon stuff.
Yeah.
And it actually gave me just like a break from, you know, around people, all the events, like the camaraderie after each thing, whereas like, you know, you're out 3 hours by yourself riding. And so it was good for me to refocus for like the next 2 week block doing that. So that was like the main reason I wanted to go there for it. And I've definitely come to like, as I get older, you know, I want to plan these holidays, and then when I go on holidays, I kind of, like, I get bored on them. And, like, the best way for me to go on holidays is, like, to do competitions. So it's, like, and I want to do more of that because I had so much fun. So, like, that was also really nice for us to get away. And it's nice out of our routine.
Keep your bucket hat on when you took the work call. I'm dying.
I did not keep the bucket hat on. I looked like a mole rat because I just got out of the swimming event. My eyes were like all done with goggles, and I was like, it was not a good view, like that's for sure.
And I was like to Kayla, I'm feeling something really savoury for dinner. And I was like, oh shit, Matt's coming over. I need to like whip something up. Make a thing of this evening routine. We usually eat around 5.
Yep.
You sneak in a little cheeky earlier one whenever you can, I've noticed.
So I definitely eat like, I'm like massive, like I eat before training, I'll eat a big breakfast, and then by like 12 I'm already really hungry. Now I feel like I've had like my 2 big like savoury meals in the day, and then I'll usually like something like sweeter as the afternoon hits. Yeah. Gabe's always savoury, but yeah, Gabe usually makes us dinner, or we have like a heat up meal, and most frequently like we usually cook breakfast and lunch, and then we'll actually have a heat up meal dinner, just because like we're still wrapping up cores, move into like the afternoon routine.
Yeah. Favourite dinner though? Favourite dinner recently has been Nutrigrain. What do you have for dinner? Okay, it's just like scoffing down a whole bowl of Nutrigrain.
Well, we forgot to say what it was. It's a lamb risole with eggs and sweet potato with like the thickest piece of cheese on top. Oh, I lifted 80 kilos.
Was it 80 or 85?
We got to check, but I'm sure it was 80. I failed 85 twice.
Okay, cool.
I wasn't happy with that. Like,
oh really?
Well, we hit 77 with you,
Yeah.
and then I hit 80 out there, and that felt fine. I I probably would have done 82 and got that, and then, you know, like the 5 kilo jump, which is like not much, but I felt actually that was the first time where it made me a bit hungry inside to like not lose my strength, which was actually a nice feeling to have, because I would pride myself on being the stronger athlete.
Yeah.
Though, like, obviously that competition would have catered more actually to how I was now, I think.
Yeah.
But it was a reflection of like, I don't want to like drop below 80 kilos on my clean and jerk, like no way. No, how is training going? So like 5 weeks to BUSSO. Look, I feel like I'm definitely getting more endurance fit. Like on the weekend, I basically did what I did, so 6 weeks ago I did the exact same workout and I like smashed it. I did an extra, with the same kilometers of the bike, so I did 80 kilometers, but I did it like 15 minutes faster. And also the run, I shaved off like 7 minutes for the 15 kilometer time. So it was like a 5:12 average pace down to like 4:41. So totally aerobics there. Like if I'm doing that already, I can see how I'm already going to shave off that time. But I have obviously America coming up for a week, and what I have to be mentally okay with now is 2 things. I'm not going to have a bike over there. I feel like the stress of adding on swimming, I've already looked, it's 20 minutes away. And it's like one of those things when I went up to Gold Coast even, like they have certain times where squads are in and like you have to really schedule a lot out to make that efficient. So I'm just going to be able to run. But what's actually just recently happened, and I'm seeing the physio tomorrow, and it'll be fine. Like it's not major, but just like my whole like bone foot is like really sore. And so it's like, well, then I put more pressure on running, and usually I would do that when I'm away because I don't have the bike and the swim. But I think I'm going to have to like play that careful over the next week. But yeah, then I come back and then I'll hit 2 weeks hard again, and then we go into taper. But yeah, otherwise like training, as we've talked about too, like with end of quarter, it adds a lot of like, for me personally, like last week, this week, it's like training is like the second tier of my focus, is like ultimately you need to close deals and you're working like random hours to push things forward. But you know, always still prioritizing like what matters most to me, which is doing the best I can. So it's just like some weeks you're just having better training weeks, and the other weeks you just know you're doing the best that you can. And what I actually think at this point in time, because more pressure comes on you the closer you get, but I actually think if you can go, like you're pretty fit as it is, so it's like just maintaining that. And then there's such a balance of overdoing it, feeling like not excited for the event, or feeling quite fresh to feel like you're ready to compete. And I did feel like as Western Sydney came, because I'd been doing it for a shorter period than I did Western Sydney, I felt definitely deloaded enough where I felt like pumped for a race day, and I want to make sure I feel like that for BUSSELTON. So it's just like, it's all mindset now, trusting in yourself that I've done what I can. But you know, so I've had a serious chat with coach, and we're talking about like doing Nice in France if I qualify. Like, do I go to the roll down, and because you got to pay for the ticket once you're there. And so I'm in this like, you know, do I want to commit to it? Obviously got a couple of weeks to decide. And I would have said like yes, 100%. But so this is like the first 70.3 that I've seen. Because in Australia, we usually swim out 100 or 200 metres and then we swim along the bay and come back. Nice is like 800 metres all the way out, all the way back. And I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can commit to that right now. Like that, because that freaks me out with swimming. So if it was any other swim, I'd be like 100% yes. But I think we'll just see how BUSSEL goes. And I honestly think, depending how that swim goes and how I'm feeling on the day, like I'll make the decision if I go to roll down.
Yeah.
So the plan is though, if I don't qualify at BUSSELTON, I'll definitely do Cairns in June. But the plan is, if I qualify, do I hit a full Ironman in Cairns? Because then if I qualify for that, I could do Kona. And so next year I could do Kona and Nice in France. So it's like, I really don't think I could, honestly, that's a whole other respect for people doing Ironmans and actually working full time, because that's like a whole other world of like commitment. But like anything in endurance sport is like, the longer you do it, you do just get fitter naturally, which I've felt. But we will see.
Some very casual goal setting.
Because it is one of those weeks where I actually had a really big training weekend, so I'm actually feeling quite sore at the moment. But this morning was a 16k run, and it was like, you know, warm up, and then we had an 8k anaerobic piece where it was like at tempo speed. So we were running around 450 pace for 8 kilometers, and then we have 5 more kilometers after that. So it's 16k in total, And then and I was feeling it. Like I felt really heavy this morning. But today was really my last big session before I have just swimming tomorrow, and then it's like a bit of taper for Huskinson. All right, we walk our daughter, rain, hail or shine. She needs to get her fitness in as well.
Get those steps up, Ray.
Where it started from, because I grew up with my grandparents, it's like they had dinner for us like always between like 5-6 p.m. because I think like, I don't know, not that they're old because they go to bed early, like I don't know, but just like I felt like that was ingrained in me. But it was also pretty early for you too, Gabe, wasn't it? Dinner?
Well, growing up.
Yeah.
If we had dinner. Like, sort yourself out.
Shout out. I was having dinner, and honestly sometimes I have dinner at 3:30. Like health benefits too, like we like want our food to digest before bed, like literally 3 hours, but you can feel when you eat and then you go to bed, like you're digesting that and you're not getting into deep sleep as quickly.
Yeah.
And we use we've had the Whoops for 3 years, but just now we use the 8 Sleep. And so you can even see like the HRV, or like especially your resting heart rate does not drop until like 1 a.m, 2 a.m. if you eat close to bedtime. Yeah, every arvo we take Rogie for a walk, and you know, it's not ideal weather right now. We've lost the dog. We've lost Rogue. Like, you think about that pyramid piece, is like, if I had more time, I definitely would do more mobility or whatnot. And like, I carve out time because Gabe and I are committed as a relationship with our goals and what I'm doing at the moment, and vice versa. But it's like, if I can't get the sauna in on the day, or the Normatex, or like all these extra little fancy things that, you know, help you recover, it's like fundamentally, as long as I got a good sleep and ate well, like that is 90% of it as well.
Yeah, that makes sense. Lost the dog?
Oh, broke down bone.
A really positive mood though is for the gals out there. Like, I feel like you can't time this shit any better. Got my period, which is like 4 days before race day, so I'm like, I know I can like push harder, just like my heart rate's lower, which means I'll also get it the week before BUSSO, hopefully. You know, not jinxing things, but so
That is so
it does
good.
give me like a little upper edge, like I get pumped when that plays out. So, you know, now like no excuses in my mind. No, a really big thing I totally battle with long endurance is like, I appreciate our bodies needs carbohydrates and sugars while doing these long distances, and you can genuinely feel when I'm pumping in like 60 to 90 grams of carbs per hour, you feel like you got the next energy source that you can push more in the event. But there's a balance of like struggling with like, how good is it for your health still consuming all this sugar and carbs?
Yeah.
Like, it is a really big balance of like performance versus always like long-term health goals. And I think like pure like strength hybrid, whatever you want to call that, is more healthier,
Yeah,
I think, than full long endurance sleep deprivation
yeah.
training as well. This is an indoor sauna, and I was like trying to battle Dad to put it inside, and he's like, no, we're not bringing it inside. So he like put this thing on top. It's done the job. Thanks for joining me in the sauna session.
How would you rank the sauna in terms of recovery tools?
I've been addicted to the sauna since as young as I can remember. When I worked at the YMCA as a lifeguard, we obviously got free access to a sauna there. So I've been having saunas from like age 16, and I felt like your mum lives in Darwin because of like the heat in her bones, and it just feels so good. Like, I feel like the heat in my bones and ligaments and joints, it feels amazing. So one, just because of how good it feels. But when we were living in the studio in North Sydney, we literally had a studio, and all it fit was our bed, and we had like a kitchenette, and I managed to squeeze a 2-person sauna
Yeah.
in the studio.
Wasn't even a one-bedder, it's just a studio. We rolled in the sauna.
When we talk about home gym saunas and things like this, it's a pretty big investment to make, and you go, will I use it all the time? And the sauna is by far one of our biggest investments that we utilize all the time. And we definitely use it like 4 times a week. In summer, I feel like you want to probably try get in the mornings or late evenings, because it does get really hot during the days. But usually our protocol is we put the sauna on, make sure it gets to 60 degrees Celsius. Is that right in Australia? 60 degrees? Yeah, Celsius. Yeah. And then we'll usually do a 30-minute stint, and then we'll have a cold shower,
We actually had an ice bath, but Mocha popped it recently, which is devastating. And then we'll have a cold shower for 2 minutes, and then we jump back in for 30 minutes. They say, like, doing 3 30-minute sessions at, like, 60 degrees a week, check those facts, but that's from, like, Dave Asprey's recommendations. Like, that's where you get the biggest effects on, like, recovery, helping dementia, and all these cardiovascular benefits as well. It's a different sweat release of toxins versus like sweating through a bike or a run session. So when I feel like I'm sweating in the sauna, it has like this release of like it relaxes the muscles, but I feel like the sweat that comes out just feels like that's just more of like a placebo effect or whatever it is.
Does it feel like a different sweat?
Yeah, it feels like a different sweat that just feels like it's restoring and like getting rid of things that potentially shouldn't be in the body. For me, when I've gotten out of the sauna, like I feel way more relaxed, my muscles feel more supple, and that's usually then when I will go roll out and do some mobility after this. But super grateful to have a sauna, and I'll bring this bad boy wherever we are.
Even if it's just a studio with no bedrooms.
Yeah, purely from a recovery standpoint, I've always had this innate feeling that if I push my body more, I need to like recover just as much. And whether that is like sleep, rolling, things out of my fascia release with a roller ball, doing the Normatec boots to like flush out the lactic acid and things like that. It's always been innate. I remember like when I was younger, I would sit in front of the TV and just roll out for an hour.
Yeah.
And I've always had that feeling of like recovery was really important. So if anything, I feel like as we get older, and there's a balance, right? Because as I was mentioning before, like sleep and food is the number one thing. But when you start to, we were even chatting this morning, we will invest so much money to like even recover. Because I feel like we do a lot of things right, whether it's like these big bucket items, that investing in the 1% items, like whether it is the 8 sleep, that's a couple grand, but it's able to cool and heat your bed before sleep because like you want to sleep in the perfect temperatures so it doesn't actually interfere with your waking up. And it's really cool with the 8 sleep. It actually shows like, even with girls with women with periods, you actually go 1 to 2 degrees hotter than you normally are just before having your period. And so when we have the 8 sleep on, it actually goes cooler in the mattress, and therefore it keeps our temperature low so we're not having disruptions of while we're sleeping. And that has been a game changer, hasn't it?
Game changer. Yeah, and especially being on different temperature cycles.
Yeah.
But then having cooler temperatures keeps you in that restorative sleep states, and that's like just unlocks even better.
Totally.
Restoration.
And I feel when you actually start getting into the science and like investing in these tools, because I really believe sauna, 8 sleep, like ice bath, whether it's a nice to have item, I believe once you've gone there, it's really hard to go back.
Yeah.
Like when I now travel and I don't have when I have a hot mattress sleeping on,
You feel it.
I feel it so
Yeah.
much, and you can feel how much it affects your sleep. And so, maybe that's a bad thing, because now I don't want to travel, because it's just like we've set up this perfect atmosphere at home. But that's all about, I love being a homebody, love investing in, even where we sleep we go to bed with our blackout blinds, we have eye masks, we sleep with the earplugs in, we sleep with the mouth tape, and...
List your recovery items from highest value
Yeah.
at the top.
Stack rank them. Mine is definitely... sleep, number 1.
Yeah, but what part of sleep? Because if you
okay.
define it, it's like, of course, restorative sleep.
Cool
But then
room, cool room. It has to be a cool room.
It has to be a cool room.
Yeah.
So...
I'd rather go to bed later and be in a cool room and have less sleep.
And is that because then the second order effect is you get
Deeper sleep. Yeah.
And so it's the restorative sleep, which is the big recovery tool, right?
Yeah,
And
very true.
The way to create that environment is to have a cooler room.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say, for me personally.
For you personally.
For me, everyone obviously sleeps different, but yeah. So to your point, I'd rather have less hours sleep, but as long as they're restorative, which we know, I always get minimum an hour deep sleep, and then I'm sort of trying to push for 2 hours of REM sleep every single night, and I can feel when I don't have that. But I can also achieve that in a 6-hour sleep.
Yeah. So what about your point before about the consistent sleep and wake times?
Oh yeah, that would be the second one, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Absolutely. Your brain wants to know what time it's time for kip.
Lights out.
Yeah, exactly. But even just, I think humans, back to the ancient times of when we are we went to sleep when the sun went down.
Yeah.
We woke up with the sun.
Do you think that's still within today, the circadian rhythm? How much that plays a role?
Well, like, it's important, yeah, but because we have, like, phones and blue light and things like that, it affects the circadian rhythm.
Artificial light.
Yeah.
And that's why there's a lot of stuff around, like,
Yeah.
switch off the phone and
Totally.
put your blue light glasses on.
Yeah. We've never gone to those. 'Cause
No,
I
but I
had
know that's like a big thing.
Yeah, I actually really want them because I have prescription glasses. So if anyone has prescription glasses with the blue light blockers, because I went down this whole rabbit hole like 5 years
Maybe
ago.
you're going to have to launch it.
Well, I'm sure they'd have something now. I just haven't re-looked into it.
Since 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sauna, boom, sleep, boom. Normatex, honestly, overrated, but I like them if I have time and I'm just like doing work or just chilling out. So I might as well do something. Like, it's actually the laziest form of recovery. So you just lay there and you.
I mean, you also like your muscles being like contracted.
Yeah, but do you really think the Normatex help?
No, well, I'm not that they don't help, but they're just it's like a mild massage, like.
Yeah, like I think if I was more energetic, or not energetic, but I should do an hour of proper mobility, but I'm like, I'll just sit in the Normatex,
Yeah,
they feel good.
Just as good.
So no, I do think when your legs are really cooked, how relaxing
No, it
is
does
it?
feel nice, yeah.
Yeah, you can feel them like tighten, release.
It's cold. You just stand outside today, it's raining anyways. Like, I've always been really big on recovery from like a really young age. Like, it totally, like, you can feel the more hours you put in, and like you feel even being 21 to 28 now, like you definitely start to feel, I don't want to say it, but you definitely start to feel like you need more downtime, I think. Or like you crave more like zen than like always intense.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm someone that I genuinely like get enjoyment out of this. Alright, so it's about 10 to 7 and we're hitting the Normatex, and really we jump in these a couple times a week. I honestly feel like does the science show these are great? We don't know, but they do definitely relax the legs before bed. So we'll help in these for 45 minutes to 1 hour, but this is just where I really have time to wind down before bed. And from like this moment, we like try not to we don't look at any work emails or anything from moving on. Like the phone goes on like sleep mode, and I like stop all inbound things coming into my brain so I can start to switch off before jumping into bed in the next like 90 minutes. So we'll do this, and then sometimes I roll out my feet, my back as well before jumping into bed. But otherwise, yeah. Regardless of what all this stuff you do, if I'm like wired before going to sleep thinking about work, it's like it's gonna interrupt my sleep. So it's like definitely trying to not check the emails, which obviously like I'll go on a bit of social media now and just like wind down by doing that. But it's like making sure I don't open up the phone and like go into my emails, my Slack and things like that. So that's a really big part of just like switching my brain off as well. Depending if we're doing run, bike, gym or swim, it starts at all different times. And if I got like, you would have seen on that training program yesterday, I had like 2 sessions, which having like a bike and a swim is like 2 different locations. So that always like chews up time. Whereas this morning's like my favorite, even though it's like a longer run, you just out the door, you don't waste time traveling, and I feel like you get so much time back in the day. But we actually get up earlier to do those sessions, so then we have more time like this morning to walk road or whatever. But yeah, we discuss like what the day ahead looks for us, and even like if Gabe's in the city for work, I'm in the city, like we know like what days are going to be really intense for us. So it's like, all right, we're going to have that time in the morning to be able to hang out together, like, and have our sort of one-on-one time as a relationship. And then we just chat through those things of like, please don't interrupt me for that day period. Because as you see in our offices, like we can be working from home very close in each other's space a lot of the time. And so it's like really important to have like that separation, though we're living together. You know, we need to separate those little things in the day to make sure we come together in those key moments where we're really present for each other, to be there for one another. When we both met each other, we've been together 7 years now. So me and Gabe, 7 years going strong. And I think we both met each other, I'm obviously 28, so 7 years ago was like quite early on in my 20s. And we met at a really like chaotic time for both of us. I think we were both going through like massive life transformations in one another. And when we met, Gabe was actually moving to America. So we met, and then 2 weeks later, Gabe was she had packed all her stuff and she was leaving to move to America. So it was like a really, like, I didn't know if this relationship would even last or like what it was. Like, we had just met. And so Gabe moved to America, and she was there for 6 months. And so we stayed in touch over that period of time, and yeah, it just like became really difficult. We obviously knew we loved each other, and Gabe moved back. But from that moment, like, I feel like every year we've basically changed as like each of us have both changed like radically, I think, each year, and we've been able to support one another's growth. And I think that's what's, I think, different from like past relationships I've had as well, is like you need to support each other becoming new people. And you know, Gabe comes to me with what she wants to do and vice versa, and like more than ever do I want to be able to support what she's doing and what I'm doing as well. But I think from when we first met, I've always had this physical pursuit of wanting to do something, and I don't know why it's taken me so long, and now being like sort of 27, 28 when I made that decision, it's like just like to believe in myself. I think Gabe instilled that belief in myself, which took a couple years, but I felt like Gabe as a partner has been so supportive, like that believes in my dreams more than I do. And to have someone there like every single day to like, you know, remind me or tell me I can do it, like it's just like the most comforting, awesome thing, because at the end of the day, like I'm only trying to make myself proud. And like Gabe literally has said to me so many times, like, I'd be happier, not that I would leave my job or anything, but it's like, let me support us and go do whatever you want to do, because that would make me really happy. I'm like, but wouldn't that like change your perception of me? And it's just like to have her there, and I genuinely believe she means that, which is a really cool thing. But yeah, I think it's the relationship I have with Gabe just feels like we've known each other for like so many lifetimes. And what excites me the most is like I just get so much, like I get more and more excited thinking about each chapter we're going to go through in the future. So yeah.
It's so
Oh,
nice.
that's so cute.
So
Yeah, we
nice.
scripted that one.
Like I feel like I think Gabe is the most like obviously impressive person in my eyes, and I think anyone that she comes like within distance of, she makes them feel like comfortable, really welcomed and things like that. And it's like those even little, you know, aspects of what I've seen you do to impact people's lives is like I respect and like want to be able to do those little things. But to the point of like wanting to impress Gabe, like I literally like, you know, whether it's good or bad, like keeping in shape and like all these things, like it's like you just want to be impressive to your partner. So it's cool to have that feeling of like not wanting to get sloppy, because like yeah, I do want to impress Gabe.
There's no letting yourself go in this,
That's
in
why-
this partnership. We don't have the psychometric profile to let ourselves go. Like,
That's why Gabe's PR had passed 13 runs of 15 in Strava.
Keep getting better.
Literally.
I was gonna say, it's like obviously an interesting dynamic too. Like we're two females, but like we have this like obviously we can do everything the same, and we have like this also really healthy competitive relationship. I think, like not that it's like I couldn't care less if Gabe beats me or whatever, but there is like this natural thing of like we can verse each other in a lot of things as well.
Yeah, that's
which
just
is
handy because
fun.
like you always have a training buddy. But I'm actually not that competitive. You put a poll up on your story the other day and was like, who's more competitive, like Kayla and Gabe? And like everyone answered me. And I was like, I'm actually not like Kayla is like fiercely competitive.
Yeah, I'm fiercely competitive, but like we've played pickleball and Gabe like threw in a tantrum. Like if ping pong threw in a tantrum. Alright, so I've done the Normatex and we'll be winding down for bed. And what we hit is, we've already actually got them prepared, but I'll get them out. So I do my little supplements in my little Monday to Saturday each night. But what we have in the sleep stack, we have magnesium. Hello, Mocky. Apigen, which is helping with sleep. This is like Momenta's brand, basically like Cubamin stack is what it is. Insotul, I think that's how you say it. And L-theine. So we have literally that every single night before bed. And we've been having that for about 2 years. And always magnesium. Sometimes like I won't always have these three because like they actually, like they do switch your brain off, which is good. But I actually find that sometimes I have really crazy dreams when I have them. So sometimes it can actually wake me up how much I'm dreaming. So sometimes I don't have those. But anyways, we have that before 30 minutes before bed. Well, it is 7:38 p.m. and we're going to hit the bed now. So we will be winding down, jumping into bed, having a chit chat, and try and fall asleep in the next 30 minutes for a big training day tomorrow. So thanks for watching this YouTube episode.
Like and subscribe.
And like and subscribe.
Yeah.